Hey, hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins, four crazy rescue dogs, a rescue cat, and rescue guinea pig who likes to craft in my spare time, has gone back to school to learn ASL, and is trying to train for Ironman. And pretty soon we're going to have to change my intro because I have graduated and now I'm just trying to earn my certification. So, last week was just so if you're new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message, it boosts my serotonin and my self-esteem, and I could use that. And if you're returning, you already know the crazy you're in for. So grab your drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. This last week was it was very productive. I'm not gonna lie. I had a 2-page things to do list and I got everything done except for two things off my things to do list. That said, if you are expecting a gift from me, unless you are Jessica, sorry, Jessica, yours is going to have to wait because I've got more stuff to put in yours. And I was like, should I send it now and then just have to turn around in a couple weeks and send you something else? Which maybe I should just do. And I probably will take care of that this week. But um, if you want, my dog bell is working overtime. I made it to the post office. I mailed out everything but two small exchange gifts, and part of that is because I have to get a card and make something from Michigan. I don't know what I'm gonna send. I mean, I guess I could send you a box of Kellogg's cereal because that's made in Michigan. I could send you Jiffy Muffin Mix. That's made in Michigan. There's tons of stuff. So I got to come up with something cool to send that represents my home state. And then the other one, I bought the book that goes with the ornament that I made, but now I can't buy the book. Lord have mercy. Um, I, I don't know. It should have. I know I put it in the basket that I have. It's not in the basket. I'm gonna hope that maybe it's somewhere in Elmo. I, I don't think I've looked, so I don't know. I'm a little frazzled about it. I really don't want to have to buy the book again. Because what will happen is I will buy the book again. It will get here. I will mail the gift off, and then I will find the book. We all know that's what's gonna happen. But my things to do list for this next week, besides trial prep, I have a couple hearings coming up. It's super, super short. Like, look, it's only 8 things, and I've already taken care of one of them. I know. Now, is this going to grow by the week? But of course it's going to grow. Of course it is, and I know that. But I, I did accomplish quite a bit last week. Um, I also had a lot of feelings, and so yeah. A lot of good conversations were had last week with some people, and yeah. Um, the other thing that was really good, so I started my 75 soft challenge, um, and Jasmine and I were talking about it, and I started it on Valentine's Day, which was a big mistake, like whatever. So really, I started it on Thursday, and I am now on day 5. I think we've got 5 days under our belt. I lied. We have 4 days. We're on day 4 of 75. Um, and I'm doing it. The water is a little tricky to get all my water in, but really it's becoming easier and I'm drinking far less pop. Which is a good thing. A very good thing. Instead of reading, I am practicing ASL and I commit to at least 10 minutes of ASL every day. Um, Jasmine and I were talking, and if, for those of you, most of you don't know Jasmine. Jasmine is my ride or die in our program, and she's become one of my dearest friends, just absolutely one of my dearest friends. And her and I were talking, and um, came up with the idea that every day I'm going to, at the end of the day, I'm going to make it a deliberate moment to find at least the original thought was like, okay, so it's day 4, so I need to come up with 4 things that I'm thankful for today. And they like obviously the day 1, 2, 3, like those can stay the same if it's still safe. But the idea is that it's to sort of shift, especially around this last week, the way I'm viewing things. Um, and and well, yes, I still get to grieve or be upset or be like in my feelings about other things. Like I can still like one of the things is that my grandfather passed on February 13th. And that's heartbreaking to me. He was like my dad. So I can be sad that he's no longer here. And that's 100% valid feeling. But the idea is I can also cherish all of those memories that and all of the reasons that I love him. And he is something. I mean, that's who my son is named after. Absolutely. Like, my son and him have the same first and middle name. Like, and I miss how he came to every single graduation. Um, came to high school. He came to undergrad. He didn't make it till I graduated law school. Um, but he was the loudest voice cheering. When they call my name to go up and accept my degree, he was the loudest voice that I heard. And when I graduated my undergrad, I graduated from Wayne State here in Detroit. We graduated in Cobo Hall, and it was jam packed. And I still heard my grandfather's voice above everybody else's. So, like, that's a cherished memory that, like, is amazing. So, um, I think that's a good thing to add to my list of my 75 soft challenge. If you're interested in 75 soft, um, and I think I explained it fairly well last week, but you can always go, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. Like, honestly, just message me. And we'll go from there. To the person who, because I'm blanking on names right now, I mailed it out and, wait, I can tell you. I had a Barbara. I had done a raffle or giveaway for Sulky Thread, and and it was for a black variegated. Oreo ate that spool of thread, so instead you got 6 other spools of Sulky Thread. I think one of them may have some bite marks on the top of the plastic. So I hope that's okay with you. Um, the other thing is, based on my GPA and stuff, I got asked to apply to be one of the commencement speakers in May. So I put in my application, and fingers crossed, that would be just an amazing opportunity. I mean, it would just be absolutely amazing. So, it's a long process. It's kind of weird. Like, I had to submit basically a little blurb about what my speech would be based on this theme of graduation, which is about small changes making a difference. And um, the next step is interviews and whatnot. So that's kind of cool. Kind of crazy. The other conversation that happened was regarding Rosie and the pressure that I am putting on myself to get Rosie done as soon as possible, this arbitrary deadline that, blah, blah, blah. And the conversation was like, I would rather have you take another year to finish her, even though I want her on my wall yesterday, kind of thing, um, than to stress yourself out and to not enjoy stitching on her. like half of the joy that the person who is getting it gets is watching the progress and knowing how much of myself I'm putting into the stitch, which may sound really cheesy and stupid, and I hope it doesn't. But so I have decided that um, because I was sort of like almost burning myself out on like keep pushing. Like sometimes I want to stitch something other than orange and brown. I know, I know. Based on my stitching lately, I know that's hard to imagine, but it is true. Um, the other thing is, I am really like this is literally a $4 planner from Walmart, and it's for this year and next year. And each page here, I'll show you a blank page, one that I haven't scribbled client stuff over. It's literally just this, similar to I think the Book of Days, but mine's $4. You know, and I clip extra paper in here and whatnot. Um, like my things to do list I keep, or like my running floss list. I am keeping everything essentially in this one binder, like planner, like all of my appointments. I have been going back to paper planner. I keep a lot on my, but I just, and it's small enough. I carry a pretty big purse. So let's start off with that. I carry a pretty big purse. This can fit into my purse. I know. It's crazy. In the back too, here I keep my Whipco board, and then my 24 in 24 focus projects, and even my 12 by 12 New Year stitches. Tomorrow is a federal holiday, and while I'm going to spend a large chunk of the day working on work, it's a great day for me to just get paperwork ready to file and things like all that kind of stuff, billing done. So I will do that. I'm also going to spend some time working on my 12 by 12. Um, my 12 by 12, I have the Autumn Lanes Christmas Ornament series. I think there's 4 in there. The Polar Plunge series, now there's 6 in there. And I just wrote them on there like that I would start them. So like, but I haven't even started those 2. The other one is the Heat Miser and the Snow Miser because I love them so much. But like the ones that I've already started, I'm down to just needing to finish the donkey. I have a, excuse me, now I have the hiccups. I have the donkey's butt done. I have the ass's ass. And then I also have started Clementine. But the rest of them, I finished the Peppermint Doxy or Kitty King Doxy. I finished Ass Hat. I finished Danny and Sandy. I finished Be Mine. I finished the Pizza Heart. I finished the Up Couple. So that's pretty good. I mean, like at that, and those are all finishes. And then, so I'm hoping that maybe tomorrow with some time in the evening, I can get Clementine done, and then I'll just need to do Coulter, and that will be it for the Fox couple. Although I call them, in my world, they're going to be brother and sister, so they're twins. My story. You don't have to like my story, but it just works. Um, so I want to work on Clementine and I want to work on the donkey. Um, yeah. So we're set up pretty good as far as 24 and 24. I have finished 6 already. I know, that's crazy. I've had 6 finishes this year already. Um, so yeah, so I do keep that written on here. And if it's something that's in Pattern Keeper and I know the stitch count, I do write the stitch count down. But then I also can put my grocery list in there. I can do those kinds of things. If the date is highlighted, I mean, I guess if you didn't know right away, you would think that's the date of my period, but it's not. Those are my days on 75, or it's 75 days in a row. So, okay. I did have a new start last week. Yay me. I really need to get um or make a couple project bags. But I haven't yet. So, um, okay. Surprisingly, I got quite. So on February 13th, I started lavender and lace song of Christmas. I am doing mine on 30 count Snowfall by Primitive Hair. That was a gift from Janet. I love it so much. I ran into a problem where I wanted to start, so I decided to start in the middle here. What I didn't realize is that there's this little chunk of red here. See the little chunk of dark red. And then it's Kreinik and beads. Kreinik and beads. Then over here, so then I was like, okay, I could work into one of the little angel dress. Oh, and then it's whisper. There's some whisper. I want to say there's whisper in there. It's a lot of beads and Kreinik in there. And then you go over here, and it's a different Kreinik, and it's blending filament with the white. And I'm like, so I didn't. I was like, I was kind of stuck. So that was getting me frustrated. And I'm like, I don't know how to. And I didn't make a working copy yet of the pattern, and I really do need to go and do that. But I did start, and I do love it. And I actually did start to put even in the Kreinik because I was like, okay, I don't want to put in the beads until I'm done with everything else. And then you, Dan, this is funny because I could just message you, and that would make more sense probably than me going on this video and asking you so many questions. Um, so I did get the rest of the, I think almost all the other flosses. I put in an order with 123 Stitch for the other Krynics that I'm missing and all the beads that I'm missing. Is it you who does like one strand, like the bottom leg in just Blanc or B5200, and then the top row in Whisper? Is that how? Um, See, it just needs its own little bag. It needs a special bag. So I did start that. Okay. Then we had Wiener Wednesday. Did I work on this on Wednesday? No, I will be honest with you, I did not. When did I work on it? On Saturday. Why, you ask? Because that's when I wanted to. Did I still hashtag it Wiener Wednesday? Yes, I did. Um, Wednesday was Valentine's Day. I actually went out to dinner with my friend. Mostly I worked, honestly. I worked a lot. Okay. So this is by River Drift Designs, and it's called Mini Long Dogs. I'm only doing the first one. It's supposed to be a repeat of two. No, I'm only doing the first one. But I got a bunch of this border done. I got in the first long dog. So cute. Um, so that's very cool. There's a lot of there's only like 5 or 6 colors in that whole pattern. It's super cute, but it does like at the same time it's a lot of color changes too. Okay. Next up is from my Whip Go board, and that is this Wonders of the Solar System by Climbing Goats Designs. If you have not checked out her patterns, she has the most gorgeous patterns. And this year she's even doing a bunch of dragons. It's so cool, and I would spend 1,000 years stitching her stuff. I mean, it's like the detail and stuff is amazing. Um, But I've committed to finishing one at a time because if Kelly's ADHD took over, Kelly would have a bazillion more things going. We don't need that because that raises Kelly's anxiety and stress level. So we have to balance the two. Right now we're doing it. So, what I realized when I transferred things into Pattern Keeper and I put things numbers in, I messed up some of the numbers. And the one I put 640 DMC is a gray. It's 740, which is an orange because I started to stitch the sun. I was like, my son does not look like that. What the heck is going on? And that's when I figured out, and I had actually done it with two different colors. However, I finished whatever this planet is. I know, as smart as I am, I have no clue. This is just stitched on a gray Ada, 14 count, 16 count, 16 count Ada. And then I started in on the sun. So my goal for Whipco is to stitch like 423 stitches for each of the 10 blocks. It's on my Whipco twice, each one for 10 days. I now have 3 blocks crossed off because this was a February pick. If I keep up with those numbers, that will for sure have this finished this year. And it's on my 12 by 12. So, or 24 and 24. Okay. So next up is my Peppermint Purple Year of Black work style from 2021. We don't judge here about that. And I started on this square here. It's just on some off-white 14 count Ada. I don't know how long it goes down, but I have plenty of room. So I got this far done on the square, and I realized that I was like, this is not coming together. This is not flowing. Something's off. Yeah, because I shorted myself 2 rows down. So this has got to come out. Am I still on track for this if I do one a week this year to be done before the end of the year? Yes. Is it going to get done this week? No. Progress is still progress, folks. So then on Saturday during my class, don't judge me, my class is, so my one class is over. I got an A. Um, my second class, the teacher messaged me to come, if I could come to school early on Tuesday so we could go over my video. Okay, the dog has got my shoe box. I don't know what he's got. Um, so y'all send prayers for that too, 'cause I'm freaking out, as only I do. So, but on Saturday it's a fill-in day, and I stitched on my sorority armorial bearings. I got the green in the circles filled in. I worked on the gold, and then even some of the green up here. Now this is stitched on a Be Stitch Me One More reproduction in a 32 count Joblin. I love this fabric. Absolutely love it. This is also one of my 24 and 24 finishes that I'm hoping to get done. And I think, I mean, we'll do it. So then my purse card project is Clementine by the Frosted Pumpkin. It was in the Jingle Ball book, I think. I think she was. You may have to buy Clementine and you got Coulter in the Jingle Ball book if you bought the Jingle Ball book. in 2022. I did that and I decided to start. It's one of my 12 by 12s and my one of my 24 and 24. Now I am counting the pair as my 24 and 24. So all that's left is she's got this like all that's left. It's still quite a bit of stitching. It's this like sprig that goes around that's clementine slices with some pine boughs and little white I don't know what the white stuff snowflakes. I don't know. So but she herself is all done, including the back stitching, because she would look funky without it. And she even has little teeny tiny eyelashes. I don't know if you can see them. I don't think you can. And then I have to fill in the jewels around the frame. This is done on a 18 count mock turtle Ada from Wonderland hand dyed fabrics. Um, she's just so cute. She's just so cute. So that so what I've done is I pulled out the flosses that are for Clementine and Coulter. They're on my little floss bling set ring that I got from Leopard and Lace Boutiques. It's got such a cute little. Are those called cabochons? I don't know. I love it. It's a truck. It does say hello, pumpkin or pumpkin farm. I don't care. It's so cute. And then I attached one of my pairs of Timu scissors, and I am loving these floss drops. These plastic ones. Um, so that just it either goes in my purse or it stays in the car, and that way, like if I'm picking up one of the kids or wait, like whatever, it's right there. Okay. So next up is Miss Rosie. Rosie is now at 90.72% done. I have like less than 7,000. I figured it out. I have less than 7,000 stitches left to go. Which 7,000 stitches still sounds like a lot of stitches. But when you figure when I started, she was 63,240 stitches. Less than 7,000 is like nothing. Here's my girl. Here's the other thing. I'm not sure how. I mean, like, it's so pretty. It's so gorgeous. I don't know how this side, my stitching, like my counting got off. So I've got to, when I frame it, what I'm thinking is I'll just make sure that the frame kind of covers this little lip here so that I don't, otherwise I don't know how to, I don't know how it happened. And some of the stitching now is going slower because remember I told you like my counting was off on the scenery, like the trees and stuff in the background. I was like, okay, like I don't really care about that. What really matters and important to me is the truck. So now I'm having to sort of adjust things as I'm stitching, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. It just takes sometimes it takes a little bit more brain power. But that's my girl. Um, when this is done, then my focus will shift to the picture of Kay and Dennis. Um, and that will be my main focus, and everything else will sort of be fit in. But I think at that point I'll be able to catch up on like my whip goes and things like that because I am behind. But and like I haven't touched my son's stocking in a while, like in a couple weeks and stuff because I've been so focused on everything else. So um and ideally I would like to get honestly I'd really like to get both kids stockings done this year, but I don't see that happening. Um so yeah. But I have some big pieces. What I realized on my 24 and 24 is I picked several really big pieces that may be a mistake. We're not, but we're only in February. So, and at mid-April, April or March, I mean, my one class is done in April. We walk in May. So, um, so we're setting up pretty well. I mean, and then, we kind of gain. But the thought is that if I'm not so like, oh my God, that maybe I won't lose my focus in getting like things like billing taken care of, because if I don't send out bills, people don't know to pay. I mean, they know to pay me, but they won't. Let's be honest. You're not gonna just randomly, oh yeah, let me pay my lawyer. Um, so yeah, so it's kind of one of those things. Definitely need some project. The other thing is, um, my dear friend Nicole. I don't know if you guys, I Nicole has been just a godsend to my family, um, over the years, and um, her oldest son and his wife are expecting a little boy. So that is very exciting. So I will be expect to see the sewing machine coming out very soon, which is good because it needs to come out soon anyways. So I can start making some baby blankets and things like that. Just kind of need to, yeah. Um, so yeah, so that's really about it. As far as this next week, I am co-mentoring 2 days. Um, at the courthouse with my mentor Nick. Him and I are gonna go. I have an appointment with the pulmonologist tomorrow. I have a status conference, which will be good because this case has kind of got off the rails, and so hopefully the status conference will help get it back on the right track. Um, and then I have some little stuff that I need to get taken care of. I should be able to knock out most of my list. So I should be able to knock out quite a bit tomorrow, which would be good. The boy did get a new job. He is going to be working at the Shake Shack. I have no idea what he's going to be doing, but tomorrow afternoon he's going in for orientation, so yay him. Um, and I guess the two bosses are both musicians, or their wife is musicians. I don't. Sometimes he talks. Sometimes he talks. I don't. Um, so hopefully he likes it and does well, and yeah, and then he can catch up on his rent and whatnot. Somebody is quite far behind. The other thing is he is working on the menu plan. Um, Sometimes I forget to post like what they've made, or if I cook, I don't generally post on there. Um, but it's been really nice to have that off my shoulders and some other things happening. So, um, yeah, overall, we're doing really well. Um, I am gonna have to look at buying a new computer. This one is just one I can't adjust the camera so that I'm not like blown out. Um, and that. So hopefully Tuesday will go well. I'll let you know next week how that goes. Um, classes is I did sit down with myself and I said, why this class? Why is this class really bothering you? Like, why are you so frustrated? Because I love signing. I love learning. I love interpreting. I love like there's no reason. And the only thing like I think part of it is just where I've been emotionally with being just exhausted and frustrated with everything, with so much, and then not having clear directions on or clear set expectations. I, I can't meet goals or meet your requirements if I don't quite know what they are. And that's very frustrating to me. Um, and some of the other people in the class part of their internship hours, they went into schools and they saw how educational interpreting works. And I didn't do that because I knew that wasn't, there are very few slots, there were very few slots available to do that. And knowing that that was not where my focus long term would be, I didn't want to take one of those spots. And now that's putting me at a little bit of a disadvantage. So I'm hoping that on Tuesday, if nothing else, a really good conversation can happen. Um, I mean, it's kind of a vague email. I had submitted 4 different videos, so I don't even know which video she's referencing that she wants to talk about. So that's a little frustrating. So tomorrow, I will be focusing on homework. I need to cut some letters for the cricket. I need to write a will for clients. But those are the 2 big ones. And then I'm gonna send one of the kids out. Well, he's got class. I don't. I need to add a thing to my list now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. Um. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I didn't think, is there anything else? I think that's honestly that's really about it. So this next week is just kind of be like making sure, and then I still got all of my workouts to do. Every day I do a 45-minute. Today I did some yoga and stretching this morning with a friend. Um, but usually I bike. Once the weather starts getting nicer, because it's 75 days. 75 days is 2.5 months. So hopefully I'll be able to get some time. I'm either going to rejoin the gym and have the treadmill, or I'll be out on the trail running, starting to run again. Um, and maybe in the pool. Although 45-minute swim, ooh, doggy, that's a long swim. Could I do that before? Yes. Could I do it now? I don't know. We'll see. We'll build it back. We're rebuilding inside, outside this year. This year is the year of Kelly rebuild. I am a $6 million woman. $6 million woman. So, um, yeah, waiting on whip code numbers. That's the other thing. Whip code numbers will be out hopefully next Sunday. So, we'll just get a little bit further behind. It's okay. Really, the stocking for me is what was a January whip code call. Um, was William's stocking, and each one of those days is only 100 stitches normally. There's only two things on here that I have specific higher goals per block, and that happens to be Santa's Travels and the Planet Sal. Um, Everything else, it's 100 stitches per block, and so that's why, like, but I crossed off my center square because I FFO'd a bunch of stuff, so I have 2 crossed off. So technically, I'm still in February, and I'm number of blocks done. I'm current, but I'm hoping to knock out like William's stocking. I owe it 700 more stitches to be able to cross off the block. Um, so that should be it. But I haven't even started working on Santa's Travels, and in order to get that done between the 2 months that it's called on WIPCO, each block has to be 358 stitches. I now have it uploaded to Pattern Keeper, so that will help it go a little bit faster. And like I said, the Planet Sal, but I think I have to go by the 2 correct threads. You do what you do. So, with that, remember, you are smart. You are brave. You are beautiful. You are wanted. You are cherished. You are loved. You, with that, let me know what you need, and I will see what I can do to get it for you. And as always, love you.